Praise unto Yabashim Hashabashim Kohakodash. The bonus unto the apostles of Great Millstone. And all the you brothers will be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And above all, everybody are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh. Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kohakodash. It's going to be a relatively quick video. And this video I'm going to just speak spiritual things, Lord's will, concerning this immaculate deception topic that's been pushed real heavy onto our people. And we understand this comes really from Jake. This concept and this idea really comes from Jake. It really comes from the Negroes, Hispanic Native Americans, right? Starting first and foremost with his ninja. At the Council of Nicaea, I forget the guy now. Flipping that. My mind is the information escapes me right now. But at the Council of Nicaea, you had Jake, Israelites, amalgamate the heathenistic doctrine with the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. And we had a repetition of that during the times of slavery, what's known as the Slave Bible, where they trimmed the scriptures and augmented it to be more heathenistic. And as a result, our people are deceived unto this day. To the end, you got this Mitch, right? We call this guy Mitch. We got this mama's boy, moist individual. If you go and take your woman out there basically naked, there's a problem with that. Okay, that's what this guy did. But really, we understand these guys, they represent the elites. Okay, these guys represent the elites. And they do the bidding of the elites. That's why the scripture says, "You are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do." Okay, so maybe tomorrow I'm going to approach the virgin. I might call this the part 1. I'll see how the spirit hits me. But maybe I'll do part 2 where we go into the precepts proving that the virgin birth is not biblical. But it's a very easy topic to get into, because all you have to do is go into the book of Isaiah. And you see within Isaiah, it really is quite simple, right? The word virgin in the book of Isaiah was the word for virgin, meaning a young woman, which within the English, you got the word virgin with a dual meaning, but the Hebrew is more specific, okay? All right, the Hebrew is more specific. And if you're listening to this video, basically what this guy is saying is he's comparing him raising, Sierra, which is his wife or whatever, raising her kids to Yahushai being raised by Joseph. But how many times have we broken it down? Okay, how many times have we broken it down? Every Christmas, we go on and we say the same thing. All right, we speak about the same thing, man. We say, look, the virgin birth ain't biblical. Right, we go into it, we break it down through the scriptures, we could break it down through the prophecies, we break it down, just a plethora of different ways, man. Okay, just a plethora of different ways. But Jake is still stuck on stupid. Jake is still stuck on these mythological, right, these fantasy, these Marvel character type events, of which, let's not get it twisted. The Most High could have done it like that, but we see just in that one little scripture, okay, just within the prophecy. See, what these Christians want to do, right? These Christians, they want to read the scriptures from the book of Matthew, innit? Right? They want to read the scriptures from the book of Matthew, but everything that's within the New Testament was spoken about, for the most part, was spoken about within the Old Testament. Okay, even the idea of the new covenant. Like you go into the book of Jeremiah, the 31st chapter. You go into the book of Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. You go into the book of Deuteronomy. Even within our law, even within the law of the Hebrews, the concept of the new covenant is spoken about within the law. Within the second book of the scriptures, it already tells you that there was going to be a time when the Most High was going to give us a new heart. And that's what's quoted within the book of Hebrews. Now you got Jake out here trying to dismiss the book of Hebrews. It's like, dog, what are you talking about, man? Okay, the priesthood was already prophesied about. Okay, the priesthood wherewith was going to be a nation of kings and priests, that was already prophesied about. These the prophets came on the scene, they reiterated those particular points, and Jake went crazy. Jake lost their mind. Jake went crazy. They lost their mind. Went nuts. Put a mythical twist to it. It's like, nah, this ain't Greek mythology, man. You ain't going to find Medusa within the scriptures. You ain't going to find Perseus and Zeus. Okay, you ain't going to find all of these little crazy concepts that the heathen came up with, for which, for the most part, I believe the apostle said this, that for the most part, Jake came up with them concepts. Hey, you can make a great movie about it, but don't make it biblical. That don't make it in line with the scriptures. Okay, that don't make it in line with the scriptures, of which a part of that is the virgin birth. It's not biblical, man. At the book of Isaiah, I believe the 7th chapter on the 14th verse, what does the scripture say? A young woman, right, shall have a son. That's what, he was going to deliver his people. When you go into the Hebrew word, it's the word Alma, which means young woman. I believe it's Alma. Okay, whereas when you go into the law, it's the word Bathwala. And I hope I haven't got that round the wrong way around. But when you go into the law, when it speaks about a damsel and she's not betrothed, and thou shalt lie with her, or a virgin that is a damsel, the word virgin there is untouched. The Hebrew is very specific. Why didn't the Hebrew within the book of Isaiah, why didn't it say within the Hebrew a woman that is untouched? Because she was touched, man. Joseph was getting down. He was popping. Okay, Joseph was getting down, but guess what? She was a young woman. That's why the word was used there, the word Alma. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's Alma, but I could have got those words around the wrong way around. That's why we got to stay sharp on these topics, right? That's why we got to stay sharp on these topics. So yeah, man, Jake is stuck on stupid, man. Jake is stuck on stupid. With that, I'm going to say, oh, praise unto Yahweh, Shema, Shai, Bashim, Kor, Hako, Dash, Double, and unto the apostles, a great millstone. Honest brothers to be pushing his truth in sincerity. Shalom.